everyone, Linda here, the scrapbooking photographer. Welcome to my channel and thanks for stopping by. Today we are taking part in Scraptember and also doing our Tuesday inspiration, which is a combination of myself with Mel from Mel W Scrapping, Jen from Kaezmum Scrapping and Hollie from Ivy Cold Creations. So this week is Mel's turn to provide the inspiration and this is what we've got. And I just love the purple and blue tones in that, and so I have pulled out some purple and blue paper and got some photos from the Lavender Farm. Today is the 1st of September while I'm filming this, and so it's the first day of spring in New Zealand, so it won't be long before we have the fields full of lavender again to go and photograph some more. So I'll put these things to one side. I am going to use this stamp set Fields in Bloom from Stampin Up, and I've got this alphabet from Close to My Heart, which I'll use a little bit later on. But to start with, I have already cut 1/2 inch off one side of the white willow because I want it to go in between and have a frame of blue at the top and lavender down the bottom. So I'm actually going to take another 1/2 inch off, so we have 1/2 inch at the top and the bottom. Okay, so then you've got 1/2 inch at the top of the bottom, but I want the top to be blue and the bottom to be lavender. So I will just cut a strip that's wide enough to attach to the back of both. Oops, there's a little bit of white still in there. So I'll make this, say, 2 inches wide so that I can attach it to the back, and the same with this colour, beautiful purple colour. Sorry, I don't know the name of this one. I'll find out before the end of the video and I'll pop it up on the screen. Right, now of course I still want this to be a 12 by 12 page, so I'm going to use my mat just to make sure it stays 12 by 12. I'll just put some adhesive on here so it's stuck good and proper. Line that up there, and we want, what did I say, 1/2 inch top and bottom. So if we bring this up to there and make sure it's even all the way along the top, and then we'll do the same down the bottom. I'm going to put a little bit of extra colour on that white top and bottom, so I'll grab the blue brush and the periwinkle from Close to My Heart and take some of this white off up the top. This is kind of the colour that's in, I couldn't get that iridescent. I looked at the Distress Oxides to see if that would work, but just couldn't get that iridescent blue that's in the inspiration, but that's okay. I do like the way this is coming together. Just touch it up a little bit. And I'll whiz it around and get out the purple brush. And for that I'm using Royal, again from Close to My Heart. I've just actually invested in the Christmas colours from Stampin Up. So I am making a start at swapping over my inks. Okay. So the photos I thought would go sort of like that, and I've got this one here. I think I might change into a 4x4 square so it can go next to that one. Yep, cool. Stamp is made primarily for cards, I think, because it's that kind of width, but I thought it might fit quite nicely down on that bottom left hand corner, like so. So So I think we'll stamp first and then we'll see if we need to mount or not. Okay, so I need to put this on a block. Now it hasn't been used before, even though it's no longer available. I don't think was one of the very first ones I got, and I've always had a problem with using things straight away, which is a bit silly really, but I'm going to try and change that because I find I'm coming in and using things when they're just about out of stock or gone, which is pretty silly. Right, so let's see how we go. Now this part is the green, so I'm going to use pine and just ink this up. Whoops, ink this up. Right in that corner. And I'm going to join it, hopefully. Now some of this will be covered by the photo, so it doesn't matter, but I do want it to go across the bottom. So we'll carry it on across like that. And then we'll come in with the top part. So you can see it's shaped the same way, and we're going to start with some flowers. Now they should fit in these gaps, so we line it up like that, but not with pine. Come in and use the royal. Now I'm not sure if these are lavender flowers or not, but I just liked the idea of a field of blooms. So we'll line that, line these up in those little holes where the flowers go. And we'll do that along. Now I really like the way that misty bit that we put in behind is coming through rather than it being on stark white. Let's put the next one in there. One more. And then when I do use these stamps, of course, I really like them and wish I'd used them earlier. So with the flowers going around the outside, I don't think I want to mount that one anyway. I'll have a think about these two. Doesn't that look pretty? I was going to offset this one a little bit because I'm going to put the word lavender up there. Now that will also satisfy a requirement for Soul Scrappers challenges for September, where L is one of the letters. So that's what I'm going to use this alphabet for. So I've put lavend, and then I'll put the last two letters on at the end. I'm never sure whether to spell lavender L-A-V-E-N-D-E-R or A-R. So I better check that before I do the last bit. But we'll just get this lined up. Right, I think it's E-R. So line this up. Would be better if it was a little bit centered, so I need to put a little flower up that way. On this sheet we have some extra little bits down the bottom here that we can use. So we'll go back to our original colour scheme. Pine for the leaves, and then the royal for the flowers. Just to bring a little bit more of the purple in up the top, we'll mount this photo so that it's got about 1/4 of an inch all the way around. So this is 4x4, so we'll make it 4.5 by 4.5. I'll stick those photos down there and then I can do a little bit of journaling. Okay, so I've done some journaling. I'll just add some little lavender dots because that is the criteria for Scraptember, which is run by the Scrappy Sisters. I'm not sure if I said that at the beginning or not, but it's a great series running through September where there's a different challenge each day, and today's is for enamel dots. So we'll pop a few on here. So that's my page today for our Tuesday Inspiration series. Thanks, Mel, for such a great inspiring image. I love the colours on it, and I hope I've brought enough of them in here to meet your expectations. I've also included some enamel dots to meet the Scraptember challenge for today. And I've also used a one-word title starting with L, which will go into the Soul Scrappers album. There'll be links down below to all of those different playlists if you want to have a look at what other people have come up with. And thank you so much for watching. If you like this page, then take a screenshot. You're more than welcome to copy it. I quite like the blue at the top, the lavender at the bottom, and I'm really happy with this stamp. So thanks very much for watching, everybody. And if that's enough for you to subscribe to the channel, I'd really appreciate you clicking that button. Happy crafting!